going to discover what you can do, because we all have within us the capacity for anything. Yes, we may have to develop the capability of doing certain things, but we have the capacity. So exhaust your capacity, explore, discover, and just have fun on this journey. See what you can do.
Hey Limitless Nation, today you're in for a real treat. Today you get to learn directly from Conrad L. Jones. Conrad is the founder and CEO of the Purpose Unleashed Media Group, with a simple goal of teaching 1 million people worldwide how to connect with their God-given ability to identify, engage, and release their full potential to experience a life well lived. He is an author of a number of motivational, inspirational books, the creator of a number of coaching programs, including Get Clarity Now, Breakthrough, Discover Your Destiny, and has a newfound love for digital marketing and its power to help you expand your message and mission to reach a broader audience. Conrad is also a pastor. In today's masterclass, you're going to learn directly from Conrad L. Jones. Let's dive into it.
Well, before you dive into today's masterclass session, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. It allows you to receive notification about every single time we have uploaded a new video and showing you how to live a limitless life. Now, if you want to dig deeper on what you need to do to hunt your future, make sure you watch the interview that I've done with Donna Vaughn at huntyourfuture.com. It will show you how you can hunt your future on every aspect of your being. Plus, you're going to receive tips and secrets on what you need to do to tackle your days on a regular basis. Now, let's dive into today's masterclass sessions.
Hey, welcome, Conrad Jones.
Thank you so much, Donovan. I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely, and I am thrilled and pumped to have you here with us today.
I believe this is going to be an amazing experience, and I hope it's going to be fun. I like having fun. That's very important.
100%. Having fun and doing that in a positive momentum is absolutely essential to really having a happy, fulfilled life. But in staying with that positive momentum, can you share with the Limitless Nation what is a quote or mantra or even saying that you have and say to yourself on a daily basis that helps you continue to move forward and get to that next level?
Well, I'm a faith-based guy. And so there's a writing from the Apostle Paul in Philippians chapter 4 and 13. It says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength to do anything. That is pretty much my daily mantra, to believe that I have the ability and the capacity to really do anything. And that really ties into being limitless.
100%. Everyone has the ability to do absolutely anything that they want to do within reason.
Yes.
But in getting to living your limitless life, what would you say is a challenge, setback, obstacle, or even just something that was holding you really back from really becoming the person that you are now?
So, everybody have a story that gets them on their journey in the entrepreneurship space. Primarily, a few years ago, I was employed in the public sector, and I had this day when I had one of my bosses come, and they wanted me to do some things that, in my opinion, was not right. And I'm going to use that particular phrase. And I said to them, you know what? I'm not prepared to go down that path. My boss looked at me, and it was a female boss at the time. And she said, listen, if you don't do what I ask you to do, I'm going to cut your pay. I'm going to dock your pay. And furthermore, I'm going to ensure that whatever opportunities you need to have, that you never get them. And she said to me pretty much, you have to remember, Conrad, that because I control your money, I control your life. For me, Donovan, that was a transformation or turning point, I should say. It really reminded me of something I'd read some years ago by Jim Rohn, when he said, if you don't have a plan, you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Nothing at all. And so for me, the risk in allowing someone else to have to shape my life or to determine when I go to bed, when I wake up, and how I move became more risky than me actually taking a risk on trying to tap into what capabilities or capacity that I had in me to release something out to the world. So where that led for me is first of all, it was extremely frustrating. It took me about 2 to 3 years dealing with that in the process of developing what I wanted to build. And then I decided for some reason that I would go out to the world. And one of the ways I would do that would be through writing a book. And most people don't understand what it really takes to actually do that. That is a long process that can sometimes be very discouraging. But I went through that whole process. On one side, I'm involved in this job that's still frustrating me because it's putting pressure on me. And then I'm trying to build this thing that is not coming together the way I would expect it to come together. I'm writing 3-4 hours a day after work. I'm finally finished with this manuscript and I'm so excited and it's ready to go, you know. And the next thing you end up doing is you end up going out to try to find some type of publishing company that's going to help you to now bring this thing even more closer to its reality by putting it into the marketplace. And I'm going from publisher to publisher to publisher, and most authors know the rejection and the embarrassment of getting a letter that pretty much said, "You suck," you know, in a nutshell. And so I'm dealing with what's happening at work. I'm dealing with trying to do something new. And then I'm also dealing with all of this rejection, all of this embarrassment and this frustration. And many times when you get to that point, you just want to say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. Let me just go back to the common, normal everyday life. But I'm glad I have a wife and she kept pushing me and we kept going. And to make a long story short, that's how I ended up becoming a published author and being able to really shift some things in my life and my ability to be able to help people as best as I can with what I have.
100%. Now, just to add a little cliff note in there, you said that you're a published author, but you're not just a published author of one book. You have over 8 books and several in the works being published. Am I right?
Yes. One of the things I've decided as I went down that path is I have a single goal. I've decided that during my life, I'm probably going to publish at least 100 books. So 8 is quite far away. But, you know, as you grow and you develop and you learn new things, what you realize is that the things that you have learned over your lifetime and even from your experiences can serve really as a treasure to someone else. And just publishing books is only one method of being able to do that. And so it allows you to use your abilities and your gifts to really be a help and a blessing to someone else. So yeah, I'm publishing a number of stuff and I have a number of things in the work that's coming up.
That's incredible. Now, to rephrase and summarize, because you gave a lot of information about your setbacks and challenges, but to rephrase that and to summarize that, your challenge was not only with having work hold you back because you found yourself in somebody else's plan and somebody else's was basically telling you what to do, where you could go, what you were going to get paid, etc. You had that challenge over here. You're building a book challenge where you had published your manuscript, well, you had written the manuscript, and then you were taking that out to the marketplace, and you were getting constant rejection, no after no after no. So you had work, you had your book, and then you had basically everything else going on that was holding you back that you had to get through. And then the aha moment, it sounds like to me, your aha moment was the realization that you did not want to be chained to somebody else's plan. You didn't want somebody else to dictate the course of your life without you having had a chance to design your life the way you wanted to live it.
Yes. One of the things that I learned, because as you would have referenced, even in the process of writing the book, you know, I had no prior knowledge. I'd never done this before. It wasn't something I'd studied in college or school or anywhere. So there was no knowledge there for being able to do this. All it was just simply a passion that I wanted to get out there in this format to the world. So I had to go through that entire cycle of learning as I went along. But one of the things that I learned on this journey is that I've come to understand that even in that process, everything in life is a journey. And what I've found is that if you are willing to learn, if you're willing to grow, if you're willing to adapt, improvise, and overcome the challenges that's on your pathway, then really success kind of becomes a byproduct on that journey. And so many times we focus after going after success and not understanding that really success is just a byproduct of being on this journey, learning on the journey, adapting, and just keep pushing forward step by step. So that became my aha moment as I went along, because like I said, I realized that the journey will inevitably lead to the result, but as opposed to focusing just on the result, enjoy the journey and expand as you go along, so you would be a bigger person when you actually get to the place where you really desire to be.
I agree with that. Now, in getting to the place where you desire to be, what are you working on now?
Hope you enjoyed the masterclass session so far. Before we get into the second half of the session itself, it is very crucial for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I really don't want you to miss out on another masterclass where I'm going to share with you what other expert celebrities, Fortune 5000 companies do to become successful and live a limitless life. So make sure you subscribe right now, and every single time we upload a new video, you will receive a notification bell. This allows you to enjoy the masterclass on the regular basis. So make sure you subscribe right now. Well, as you are ready, let's get into the second half of the masterclass session.
Well, right now I'm working on I have a couple of programs and courses. I'm working on some more of those online video training programs, courses. I'm in the process of writing another 4 books. In the business, from the business aspect of it, I'm working on streamlining the customer value journey so that I can help really take people from where they are to where they need to be faster, easier, and better. And the experience that they have with me is at a much higher level. So the business right now is being streamlined to be able to focus on that customer or that client and give them a better experience, as well as to help them to get those particular results.
100%. Now, you mentioned having some courses. Can you briefly give us a synopsis of what one of those courses would be?
One of those that I have is called Get Clarity Now. And it is a video training program that walks people through how to find clarity with their purpose, find clarity on their assignment and what they're called to do, and really begin to get a sense of direction for their lives. A lot of people are struggling with 2 major things. One is identity. The second is direction for their lives. And so just kind of tapping into that, and from feedback from my current clients as well as from current subscribers, I developed a short program that allowed them to tap into understanding the basics of being able to move from where they are to a different level of fulfillment by becoming clear about their purpose and clear about their path that they want to work on.
That's incredible. So where can the Limitless Nation viewers and listeners go to learn more about this amazing opportunity and course?
All of our courses and programs are on my website, purposeunleashed.com. And once you get to purposeunleashed.com, there are free resources that's there, as well as there are books, audio CDs, and video programs right there on the site that you can just access, get the free stuff, get an experience, see what it is like to work with us, or take yourself further with some of our programs or courses.
That's incredible. So that's purposeunleashed.com with no spaces.
No spaces, one word, purposeunleashed.com. Yes.
I like it. I like it. So with you having impacted the lives of countless thousands of people all over the world with your courses, with your teachings, with your books, what would you say is the number one piece of advice that you yourself have been given that you can now pass on to the Limitless Nation?
I think the best advice from one of my mentors was, he said that you will never know what you are really capable of unless you do something that you have never done before and you take a chance on yourself.
I love it. I love it, because that is so true. You never know just how far you can go unless you've really stretched yourself to that point where you're at the end of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So with you getting to that end of your comfort zone and continually reaching for the next level, that's not something that a normal person does. That's something that an extraordinary individual does. And part of that involves habits and rituals. So I'm really curious, especially when writing a book, and you've written over 8 now, that takes a lot of discipline, a lot of mental focus there. But what would you say is the number one habit or ritual that you had to embed or instill into your life to help you maintain this limitless life?
I think that would be, I start my day with prayer and meditation. And so usually when I get up each morning, I would spend some time in prayer, and then I would get a piece of scripture out of the Bible and just kind of meditate on that. And what it does for me is, first of all, it gives me the ability to focus on God, who's obviously somebody bigger than I am. And it also allows me to kind of reset myself and calm my innermost thoughts and feelings, so that now I have a little bit more clarity, mental clarity and focus. So as I begin to work, I have that clarity and focus that I need to be able to just go at it for a while and just get some things done. So yeah, prayer and meditation.
I love it. I love it. Also, kind of in that vein of mental thinking, and as you said, prayer and meditation, what would you say, if you had to, in one sentence, what are you most grateful for today?
I think I would say my personal relationship with God. It is just, like I said, just having that spiritual connection. So my faith, for lack of a better word, my faith, I would say, is one of the things that I'm most grateful for.
I agree, because if you don't have that faith, and for some people, faith means a lot of different things.
Yes.
But for some people, faith can be something as simple as seeing something that doesn't yet exist, but having faith that you can manifest it, per se, into reality. And that's where
Yes.
the common phrase of, if you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, comes from.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Since you are obviously further along on your limitless journey than someone who's just starting out, what would you say is a key resource or tool or course that you have that you can share with the Limitless Nation to help them on their limitless journey?
I have something that I developed that's called the 2 minutes success identity quiz. And what it is designed for, it is designed to help people who struggle with who they feel that they're called to be, to start to figure out what may work for them. It offers some clues. There's no resource that's definitive, because we're all individuals and we're different. But it's a simple quiz that on the surface, it seems to be so simple and easy, but it's based by 40 years of research with countless people in over 20 different countries. And you can find that at purposeunleashed.com/life quiz, and take that quiz, and it's going to spit out some answers for you based on how you answer the quick questions, and begin to give you some clues on how you can begin to take steps toward becoming, like you would say, limitless.
That's incredible. So it's a tool that anyone can use to help them understand where they are in life and help them get themselves to that next level of where they really want to be.
Yes, it starts that process for anyone that wants to do it.
Absolutely. So if you had the ability, and I know you've written over 8 books now, and you're continuing to write more with the goal of getting up to 100 books. That's crazy. But with that, all that knowledge of writing books, and I know that we're in the midst of a pandemic, but in a hypothetical world, if everything just went to pot and everything disappeared, all your books, all your possessions, the house, absolutely everything, and you were able to start over from ground zero, what would be the number one book that you would absolutely have to have in order to start back up again, to get to where you are now?
For me, there's a book that is by an author by the name of Dr. Miles Monroe, and it is called Rediscovering the Kingdom. That book, when I was struggling at 17, trying to figure out and connect with purpose after surviving a plane crash, that book for me was a defining point in my life, because it broadened the scope of possibility for me in my life, and so that would be probably my number one recommendation.
That's incredible. Now, I know that we've mentioned several times some of the fact that you've written over 8 books and you're continuing to write more, but I'm just curious, for the sake of the Limitless Nation viewers, what would you say is your one book that you are the most proud of that you've written so far?
That book for me, Donovan, would be the book Re-Engage, 6 Steps for Getting Your Life on Track and Headed in the Direction of Your Happiness, Your Dreams, and Your Destiny. I'm most proud of that book because it comes from a lot of personal life experiences, and it is created in a way that allows people to tap into each one of those 6 steps, either one at a time or all at once, to be able to move their lives forward.
That is incredible because you're using your personal life experiences to say, here's what I've done with my life. Here's the lessons I've learned. And now you're sharing that in a book format, what's taken you years to learn, that somebody else can now take and run with in probably less than a couple days.
Now, also, most of my books are written in storybook format. I love stories, so I sprinkle stories throughout my book. I think stories are one of the best ways to learn. So you would find that in most of my writings.
100%. Now, if you had the ability to travel back through time and space and have the option of either talking to the younger version of yourself or somebody who is just starting out their entrepreneurial journey and they want to learn how to write a book and become as successful as you are, what would you say is the fundamental number one thing that they would have to know in order to get to the level of success that they want to achieve?
I think the first thing is that one of the things that hold us back is we listen to and we accept other people's opinion of what we can and what we can't do. Okay. And those opinions many times are usually based on their personal limitations. And so my advice would be, don't let anyone else put a limitation on you or put you in a box because they themselves are limited. What you need to do for yourself is determine that you are going to explore and you are going to discover what you can do, because we all have within us the capacity for anything. Yes, we may have to develop the capability of doing certain things, but we have the capacity. So exhaust your capacity, explore, discover, and just have fun on this journey. See what you can do.
I believe that, because you never know how far you can go until you actually push yourself to that point.
Yes.
I like that. Well, Conrad, where can the Limitless Nation viewers and listeners go to learn more about you, what you have going on, as well as to connect with you and just say hi?
PurposeUnleashed.com is my main website. I usually respond to all of my emails. So if you send an email to Conrad at PurposeUnleashed.com, I'm the person responding. My team members don't respond to that email. I personally respond. So you can connect with me on either on the website itself or just by sending me an email.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for your time, Conrad.
Thank you so much, Donovan. I really appreciated this. I had fun, and you guys at Limitless Nation are doing an amazing job in touching the lives of so many people. I've read Henry Gold's stuff, and it is just amazing, I think, what we can do together as a community, where I'm probably weak, you are probably strong, and we just hold hands together and just work together to just keep pushing the lives of people that's around us to another level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And I'm sure that the Limitless Nation has been inspired by your story. I know that I myself have been blown away with the incredible amount of determination that you have instilled inside of yourself, because I don't know of that many people who would continue working in a job that is, well, dead end, or have someone having a glass ceiling over you because you decided that you wanted to value your morals and ethics. And in doing that job, you're still going out there and writing this manuscript for a book, and then you're facing all that rejection. That is something that is absolutely insane, because not many people want to go and be told no. And I don't know how many times that you had to go up to a publisher and say, hey, I want you to publish my book, but it's not something that's like you can go to a publisher and then the next day they're going to publish it. There's a process to it. I know that. And instead of giving up, you continue to move forward, and then you expanded. You found your own path. You found a way to create your own limitless life. And now, instead of keeping all those keys and secrets and skills that you learned up until that point, you decided to do the next best thing that not many people do. And you're going out there and you're sharing with other people how they can improve the quality of their own lives through reading your books, through your courses that you have developed and taken the time, money, and energy into really producing. And that is just incredible that you are sharing so much value to help other people live their limitless lives because you decided to take the time to share with them.
Thank you so much, Donovan. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're most welcome. Well, until next time, this is Donovan saying, stay limitless.
Well, that's a wrap. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the word subscribe. And if you want to go deeper on learning on what you need to do to hunt your future, make sure you watch the interview that I've done with Donovan on what you need to do to hunt your future on every aspect of your being. This allows you to live a limitless life on every aspect of your life starting from today's forward. Plus, you are going to receive tips and tricks on what you need to do to tackle your day, tackle your challenges on every situation, every single time. So go ahead and download it right now. And until then, stay limitless forever.
And then you had, what was the third one again?
I can't remember, unfortunately.
Don't worry, we'll edit that out.